Good morning. It's your girl, Coach Catch, here with Mission Minded Mondays. And this is a very special edition of Mission Minded Mondays because I am recording live from my mommy's house in Washington State. And I have a plane to catch in a little bit. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So, the topic of this week's message is believing in you first. Okay, believing in you first. So when I say believing in you first, I mean knowing without a shadow of doubt in your mind that you are able to accomplish anything you set your mind to. A, B, C, it doesn't matter. You got it. You can do it because you believe in you. You believe you have what it takes. Even if you don't initially know where to start, you believe you can do it. So nothing is going to stop you, right? So we hear it all the time. Like, it's easy when you see someone who has gotten to a certain level in life, or, they're driving this fancy car, or they have something and it seems grand and big and beautiful and lavish, and we're attracted to it and we want it, right? We want what we can see, the outcome of whatever it is they went through. We don't see the struggle. We don't see the internal battles. We don't see what it took for them to actually get to that point. Sometimes, if we are privy, we see bits and pieces of a process that someone took to get somewhere. And usually those bits and pieces that we see, they're still a little on the glam side. It's really not the nitty gritty. But even if it is the nitty gritty, we don't get the full picture. The full picture we see is the outcome. And that is what we want, right? It's the same thing when we are talking about ourselves. When we have a dream, right? And it then turns into a vision that we see for our lives. It's easy to say, I want that. Ooh, I want to be in a movie, right? Oh, I want to drive a Lamborghini. I want to see something, to have this vision, this dream in your head, and to want it. That is easy. However, how do you expect to get there? That's what you got to ask yourself. How do you expect to get to the Lambo? How do you expect to get to that 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom, high-rise apartment? Not an apartment, but how do you expect to get to that vision that you see, that grand picture that you are now invested in, and that you now just can't seem to shake? How do you expect to get there? What do you think is going to take? What steps are you going to have to make, right? So if you think back to the past few weeks, we've talked about being intentional with our steps, with the people that we surround ourselves with, and knowing what sits right with us, and being in alignment with ourselves and our vision. But how do you expect to do all of that? How do you expect to start taking these steps, to even map out the steps to take to get to this goal, this vision of where you want to be, if you don't believe you could actually be there? It's crazy. Because you can't, and that's it. You will not be able to. The beliefs and views you carry about yourself will put a cap on the success and the heights you can reach. All right? It can stop you in your tracks. What you believe about yourself, that is why it's important that you believe in yourself first, before you believe in this vision you have, before you believe in another person, before you believe in any material thing. You got to believe in you internally, and that you have what it takes to make it, to succeed, right? Because it just starts with the belief. And once you have the belief, you build from that and you grow from there. Okay, so I give you guys one all the time. So for an example, I'm gonna use myself because I don't want to talk about nobody else. Anyways, so I used to have this idea that I was unlovable, right? that anybody that came into my life, it wasn't because they loved me, it wasn't because they vibed with me, but it was because they needed something from me. So they would come, they would use, and they would leave. And because that was my belief, I channeled that energy. And I saw the people around me coming, using, and leaving. And then I would end up feeling drained, right? And never poured into. So then I started feeling like I had this belief that the things that I had to say did not matter. I could talk, but no one's really listening. So there was a point in time in my life where I didn't speak to be understood. I just spoke to be heard. I'll be talking shit a lot. Yeah, talking shit a lot. Masking the fact that I felt that my voice didn't matter. So I didn't say what was on my mind. I didn't give the inspiration, the knowledge. I didn't share what I know, what I felt, my story with the world or those around me, because I felt like no one really cared. It didn't matter. It wasn't until I got tired of feeling unimportant. I got tired of feeling like I wasn't enough. I got tired of feeling like I wasn't worth everything I felt that I deserved and wanted and needed. I got tired. So I had to sit back and I had to look at myself and my current situation, exactly where I was. And I had to evaluate. I had to go back, right? I had to look at the people in my life. What were they contributing to my life? What was it that I was gaining from them? What were they gaining from me? All right. I had to look at the situations that I ended up in life. How did I get here? How do I keep getting in the same position? And I had to make a conscious decision to do better, to be better, and it was a process. I had to believe in myself, something that I hadn't done, unconsciously hadn't done for such a long time. I had to retrain myself to believe in me. Believing in me was a process. It didn't happen overnight. I had to dig deep. I had to think back, and I had to pull out that greatness that I knew once upon a time existed within me, right? In order to just begin to start accomplishing the goals and the things I had planned for myself in my life. So I wanted to take a step back because these past Mondays for the last 5 weeks, we've been talking about going for it. We've talked about being consistent. That's why I wanted to circle back today and talk about believing in you first, because everything we have touched, it's definitely achievable. It's definitely possible. But first, you have to believe you can do it. If you do not believe that you have what it takes to accomplish whatever it is in front of you, then simply you won't. So, back at square one, believing in you first. That is the message on this Mission Minded Monday. And yes, believe in you. But I do have a plane to catch. So this one was short and sweet. And I hope you take something from it. I hope you enjoy. And as always, I hope you have a blessed and productive day.